Israel's military campaign in southern Lebanon is now entering a devastating new phase, with entire villages and towns being wiped off the map. What began as heavy bombardment has now escalated into systematic demolitions, leaving behind vast stretches of destruction. Lebanon's Prime Minister Nawaf Salam is pledging to reclaim every inch of the occupied territory. In a statement posted by his office, Salam said that the government will work to restore sovereignty, push reforms and revive the struggling economy. But on the ground, the reality is much different. Waves of Israeli strikes have flattened dozens of Lebanese villages, and Israeli forces are using controlled explosions and bulldozers to reduce the villages to barren landscapes.
Our houses were all destroyed. This word destroyed applies to everyone. The young man's house was destroyed. His father's house was destroyed. My house was destroyed. There is no one. All the houses were destroyed.
Anger is spilling onto the streets as well. Dozens of displaced Lebanese residents and local leaders gathered in the capital, Beirut, accusing Israel of continuing demolitions despite a ceasefire announced on the 17th of April. They say Israel has been carrying out demolitions in more than 50 villages in the south and preventing residents from returning.
We can't go back. It's been bulldozed. Basically, there's nothing to go back to, and they are preventing us from returning. Many who managed to return to their homes in South Lebanon found their homes in ruins.
We have to go back home to our city. Where else can we go? The last time they attacked the house, we repaired the damage, but this time they hit it again.
In just the last 3 days, Israeli forces have reportedly issued evacuation orders to more than 20 Lebanese villages, and on ground the violence continues to intensify, with Israel claiming that it has struck over 40 targets across southern Lebanon. Lebanon's health ministry reports that at least 17 people have been killed in the recent Israeli attacks, including 6 in a strike on the village of Zebdin. Visuals show Israeli fighter jets overhead and thick smoke rising from various Lebanese towns like Yahmor and Majdal Salem. Israel has also released the footage of airstrikes targeting what it calls underground tunnel networks in Ras Beada, while Hezbollah claims it has carried out over a dozen new strikes targeting Israeli troops, tanks and equipment. The Israeli military says that it has intercepted Hezbollah drones and reported injuries among its soldiers as well. Despite the ceasefire on paper, the conflict shows no signs of slowing down, as southern Lebanon continues to bear the brunt of it. A new frontline is emerging in the race to merge the human brain with machines, and China is moving fast to take the lead. At the center of this shift is a controversial figure, Charles Liebert, once a Harvard scientist convicted in the United States for hiding his links to a Chinese talent program. Liebert is now at the heart of China's next big tech push. Let's tell you more on this. Liebert is currently leading research at the iBrain Institute in Shenzhen. This Chinese state-backed hub is focused on developing brain-computer interfaces, or BCI technology, that seeks to directly connect the human brain to digital systems. Now, this technology, which is known as brain-computer interfaces, or BCI, is already showing results, helping paralyzed patients regain movement and enabling direct brain signal control of devices. But the stakes go far beyond healthcare. U.S. defense assessments warn that China's People's Liberation Army has explored using BCI to engineer super soldiers by boosting their mental agility and situational awareness. For years, the United States has led early-stage research into neural interfaces, with academic projects like BrainGate and private firms such as Neuralink pushing human trials. The U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or the DARPA, has also invested millions into neural interface programs. But now China is rapidly closing that gap with billions in state funding and a national plan that treats brain technology as a future industry. Leba's new lab offers a glimpse into that ambition and large-scale primate research facilities with access to dedicated chip-making tools, something increasingly limited in the US due to regulatory and ethical constraints. Analysts say this combination of funding, infrastructure and talent recruitment could give China an edge in scaling DCI tech faster. The concern for the US is also strategic, and the implications go beyond the lab. Under China's military-civil fusion model, breakthroughs in civilian research can quickly feed into defense capabilities, and it's raising strategic concerns in Washington. So while the US still holds an edge in early innovation, China has been building something different with large-scale speed and state-backed momentum. Beijing is pulling ahead in a technology that could define the future of human-machine interaction. All right, in other updates, life in West Asia is slowly moving towards normalcy. Cities like Dubai are now leading the effort to attract new investments despite weeks of uncertainty. But can the mega oil-rich economies of the Gulf ever get back to normalcy? Our next report puts the spotlight on Dubai. Take a look.
The shockwaves from the conflict in West Asia are beginning to settle across the Gulf, and at the center of this resilience is Dubai. Weeks of uncertainty prompted several wealthy residents to leave what was once seen as the most dependable safe haven. The city is steadily finding its footing again. Authorities have moved quickly to restore stability and continuity as the immediate fallout from regional tensions begins to ease. Cafes, restaurants, and public spaces are gradually filling up. Schools are reopening, and key business districts are buzzing with activity again. But beyond the immediate recovery is a deeper transformation that is quietly taking shape. Experts say the UAE's decision to step away from OPEC represents a bold strategic shift. By signaling intent to move away from its reliance on oil and traditional production frameworks, the country is aiming to build a more self-reliant and diversified economic model. This creates new opportunities for Dubai. Investments in tech, green energy, and global trade infrastructure are likely to accelerate, but the transition is not without risks. While the pivot signals confidence and ambition, it also introduces new uncertainties around Dubai's position as a global investment hub. This brings the focus to a bigger question. Do wealthy individuals still hold the same level of confidence in the UAE and its long-standing reputation as a safe haven?
The high-stakes military posturing is underway in West Asia, and it raises fresh questions whether Washington is heading toward another round of conflict with Tehran. The signs on the ground suggest that possibility is growing stronger by the day. Israel is now on heightened alert, and it is stepping up preparations for a possible return to hostilities with Iran. This, remember, comes amid indications that Donald Trump may be closing in on a decision over renewed military action. Such reports are coming in as Donald Trump was briefed at the White House on military options by the U.S. Central Command Chief Admiral Brad Cooper. And the preparations aren't just theoretical. In a massive show of force, Washington has already shipped over 6,500 tons of munitions and military equipment to Tel Aviv in just 24 hours. This includes advanced weapons, tactical vehicles, and ground support systems. But even as these preparations intensify, any direct conflict with Iran is far from straightforward. From advanced drone warfare to long-range missile systems, Iran has demonstrated its ability to challenge both U.S. and Israeli defenses using asymmetrical tactics across West Asia and the Indian Ocean to shock its adversaries.
Iranian forces have already stunned their adversaries during the initial phase of the war. It has destroyed billions of dollars worth of US military assets, including a high-value radar surveillance aircraft. The use of Arash suicide drones and Shahid 136 loitering munitions has further boosted IRGC's capability to target US bases in West Asia. What is even more concerning is Iran's deployment of large swarms of drones, which has overwhelmed crucial defense systems like Israel's Iron Dome and US Patriot systems. And then came a major strategic shock for US and Israel. On March 20th, Iran fired long-range ballistic missiles towards the US-UK base at Diego Garcia in Chagos. The target was nearly 4,000 kilometers away and demonstrates Tehran's strike range as it exceeds previously declared limits of 2,000 kilometers. Iran's arsenal includes systems like the Khorramshahr 4, Ghadar 110 and Imad. All are capable of striking Israel and US bases across the region. But perhaps the biggest surprise has been Iran's resilience. Despite losing top leadership early in the conflict, its military structure did not collapse. Instead, the IRGC activated its mosaic defense strategy, dividing the country into autonomous combat units capable of operating independently without any central command.